Yep, still better than the GH5. Alright, so I don't really have time for a full-on formal video shoot because I've got a seatbelt ticket that I have to pay. Not to mention the fact that it was just 82 degrees yesterday and right now it's 41. So I'm going to start off this video with the premise that gear does matter. It really does, but probably not in the way that you guys are thinking. First and foremost, I think that most of you probably get it, and there's several of you that do not. I think that in the world that we live in, where we have so many different places to buy gear, to acquire gear, to have gear, better gear, more expensive gear, prettier, more pro looking, we've become gear obsessed. Because honestly, it's not going to make you a better anything. You can buy as much gear as you possibly want, but buying better screwdrivers doesn't make you a better mechanic, or buying a better paintbrush doesn't make you a better painter. Why is it that absolutely no store I go to has a good pair of slip-on Vans? I mean, every last one of them have laces. All of them. Skechers has a pair of slip-ons, because everyone wants to wear these. Well, now that I've paid my extortion money to the government, I can be on about my day. I mean, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I see more stuff as far as video is concerned about the tools that create the things instead of actually seeing videos about the things. So should I be getting this? Or this? I still can't make up my mind. I finally found a place that actually had a really nice pair of slip-on Vans. So today wasn't a complete and total loss, even though I did get locked out of my car. But you know, honestly, like, the worst part about all of it is the fact that we have basically become a generation of consumers and not necessarily a generation of creators. And I think it's really sad, because the more we focus on just gear and acquiring more and making sure that we get all the latest upgrades, that is less time that we're actually making something. That's the new hotness. Oh, but hell, maybe I'm just overthinking things. Maybe the fact that almost every single gear video out there gets probably 5 times the amount of views that actual instructional videos gets is because everyone already knows everything, and really they're just looking for the next step up to increase the production quality of their production. Could that be it? So in a lot of ways, I hope that I'm just being like overly pessimistic. For YouTube channels like mine and others to survive, I mean, we almost have to do gear review videos, or we're just not going to make it. No one wants to really hear all that much about you know, the philosophy or the colors or the technique. They just don't seem to be all that interested. There's only one real channel that I can think of that has actually done a pretty damn good job of kind of breaking through that gear barrier and focusing more on the actual art of photography, and that would be Ted Forbes. He's probably one of the very few that focuses more on the actual end process, the actual creation, the end product, more so than the stuff that created it. I envy his channel quite a bit, to be perfectly honest with you, because he doesn't really have to chase gear all that much in order to stay relevant, whereas some of us other YouTube channels have basically pigeonholed ourselves into only being able to talk about those things for fear that we're not going to get any views, and I'm totally in that same boat. It's a little bit disheartening, I gotta be perfectly honest. I mean, kind of bums me out. And while I don't think that it's going to work all the time, I really do hope that this little project that we've started with all of us kind of going back and starting to try film again, I really do hope that it brings us to a point in our creative process where we do stop focusing so much on the tools of the trade rather than the actual end product. I would really just like to see more of your all's work. I think that that's basically what I'm trying to say. Instead of us always just focusing on the specs and how fast this thing autofocuses and how many megapixels something has, I'd really like us to just kind of focus more on work. So that was the main reason why I wanted to start doing this stuff with the film cameras. Because when we're buying those old film cameras, it takes a lot of the gear envy and the gear acquisition syndrome out of the equation. Places us back to a much simpler time where, you know, everyone had a 35mm camera, and it really did boil down to your lighting, your composition, and your technique as to whether or not you actually created an amazing photo or not. So that's really all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I would love to hear what you guys think as well. I hate just talking at you. I would like a little bit more interaction with you guys as well. So anyway, guys, thanks again for stopping here at the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett. I'll see you guys again on the next one. Peace.